applesauce. As you can see here, I have a whole bunch of apples. I don't know how many pounds they are. I have to figure that out yet. They're actually not apples from our tree. They're actually apples from my neighbor's tree because our tree ended up really, really wormy. I tried to kind of go through them and see if I could just cut some of it out, but it was too bad. So I just got all these apples. They're really nice. They're really sweet. They're big-ish. She says they're supposed to be bigger, but with the heat, I guess, she said they don't grow as big. But they're really nice. I like them. And should be able to make some really good applesauce out of them. So let's weigh them and see how many quarts we can get. So I have my little scale here. Beautiful little green scale. So we're gonna have to do this in grams because it only measures in grams. So let's get a different bowl. Now my canner only holds 5 quarts, so let me just check this. Let's say we're gonna have 3 pounds per quart. So we need 15 pounds. Now we have to just convert 15 pounds to grams so we know-ish how much that is. That's 6,800 grams. Now, 0. That's a lot of grams. Might take me a while. And I'm hoping I have a big enough pot to put this in. Because, yeah. We might not do a whole batch. I've never actually made applesauce before. So, this is my first time and I'm following the rules like a good girl. So this is my idea, this roaster. I'm gonna try and cook these apples in it, I guess. Because I don't have a big enough pot, unfortunately. So we're gonna try that. So I measured about 9 pounds of apples in this roaster. And that will should make 3 quarts. So I'm gonna just I'm gonna cut them all in half, take the stem off, and cut any like bad little yucky things off of them. And then I'm actually gonna, because it's quite full, I'm gonna put half of them, or however many of them, into this pot, and then some of them in this pot, and cook them down. And then, as they cook down, I'm sure I can fit them all in one pot. So that is what we're going to do, how we're going to do it this time. Hopefully it works. Alright, so we have our 2 pots of apples, and just going to add a bit of water to the bottom of each one so they don't burn. And we're going to turn these on medium. I'm going to turn both burners on because it's on both burners. I might turn that down a bit. Turn this one on medium. Yeah, we're going to cook those, stirring them every once in a while so they don't burn. Hopefully we don't burn them because I have done that before. It's unpleasant. And while these are cooking, I'm just going to wash and sterilize my jars and get my canner all filled with water and ready to go. I'm also going to mention the reason why I am not peeling or coring any of these apples. For one, they're super small and it would be a ton of work. But also, my neighbor gave me this handy dandy little gadget. And what you do is you put your cooked apples in there, you stir this thing around and it just strains everything out basically. So we're going to see how that works. There's also different sizes of strainers in here for, I guess, if you want a smoother sauce. There's a bigger one and a really small one, and this looks like it's like the really medium one. She said this is the one she always uses, so we're going to try that and see how it works. Let's check on these apples. Yeah. The water down there is bubbling pretty good. Boiling, I should say. And the apples are cooking beautifully. They smell so good. I don't know how long it takes them to cook down, but I don't think it'll take very long. They're already quite soft. Looks good. Alright, so our first pot here is all cooked. The apples in the roaster are taking a bit longer, but this is what the first pot looks like. It took about 20 minutes to cook down. Now we're just going to throw it in this and see if we can't get a nice smooth applesauce out of it. So let's just scoop some in here. I hope I cooked it enough. Mix it through there. I don't know. Let me see this for a second. So that's what I got. And this is what is left. It's just not squishing it. Probably. Maybe it's not cooked enough. I have it cooked down enough, I thought, but I don't know. I'll keep working at it, see what I can find. So yeah, I was turning the handle the wrong way. Duh. Okay, this is working better now. Alright, so we got our second pot of apples all cooked up, and this time what I did differently is I actually just mashed it with this potato masher, which I think will help it just go through quicker because it just kind of loosens the skin off. So now I'm going to show you kind of how I figured out this thing works the best, because it actually does work pretty good. I was skeptical at first, but it actually works pretty good. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do. Okay, so first, just scoop a decent amount of this into here. You can actually put quite a bit in, which is nice. Now, first we turn it this way, which kind of just, and it presses everything down in there. And then I figured out, when I think that it's kind of getting clogged, when the strainer part is kind of getting clogged, then I just turn it backwards like this, loosens everything up, and then go back down again, and then you can see it squishes more juice out. Works pretty slick. Really nice applesauce. And then you just have to repeat that with all the rest of the cooked apples. Then what we gotta do is reheat everything back to boiling or whatever, and throw it in the hot jars, into the canner, and then we'll be done. I don't think I'm going to add any sugar because these apples are quite sweet already, and I don't like overly sweet things anyways. So you can also, but you could, if you have a more sour apple, of course you can add sugar or whatever you want. And I did also see recipes calling for cinnamon, which would probably taste super good too. But I'm just gonna leave it plain and probably use it as baby food in several months.